We'll bring you that shortly, but first, he's the swindler in the 10-gallon Stetson, and he's made a career out of ruining people's lives. Reporter Martin King joins me, and Marty, you have some history with this man, don't you?
Thanks, Tracy. Indeed, I do have a lot of history with Michael Costello. Now, Tracy, there's one thing we can tell you about this man. He's a swindler from way back. This goes back to the early 90s. Michael Costello was involved in an offshore loan scam. I've tackled him before on numerous occasions. He's always denied he's done anything wrong. But this time, fittingly, when I tackled him, he was dressed as a cowboy, and he's still roping people in. Michael Costello. Martin King, mate. Not that we need any introductions.
He's the cowboy con man, with the best line of bull in the business.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Can I come in?
Yeah, what do you want?
Just want to have a yak to you. How you going, mate? It's our anniversary.
It is.
20 years since I first exposed you as a crook.
Are you having a joke at me, what?
And we've been on his tail for 20 years.
Martin.
Yeah, so what have you got to say for yourself?
No, it's a beautiful day and I'm being pestered by a clown. So put your nose on and piss off.
The last time we met, which was 20 years ago, you told me I was a clown.
Well, yes, and nothing's changed.
You told me to go off and join the circus.
Nothing's changed.
You told me to put on a rubber nose, tell jokes.
Nothing's changed.
He's a liar and a thief.
The lowest of the low, very much a low life.
All my dreams and joys have gone. I've worked all my life and I have nothing left now to show for it.
Dozens of victims, millions of dollars, a series of swindles, and one criminal cowboy con artist. 2 decades ago, we spent months investigating Costello, loan shark, debt collector, failed businessman and bankrupt, and his cohorts.
How do you do it?
Idiot.
Yeah, how do you do it? Eh?
No difference.
Do you know how many people you've hurt?
You're a scandal monger. That's all you are.
Totally lacking in any form of conscience.
Costello was a vital cog in a criminal network running an offshore loan scam. Clients were charged huge upfront fees, but not one loan materialised.
And you keep telling lies, you're going to get yourself in trouble.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Michael.
But Costello knows no shame. He didn't then as a gun-toting standover man, and he doesn't now. He destroyed lives then.
So you've got no idea how you're going to exist from now on?
No, got no idea.
And he's destroying lives now.
It was horrible.
I think there's probably going to be a fair few more anniversaries between you and me, do you think?
I don't care, Martin.
2 decades on, our investigation continues. In the long run, though, it's not us the cowboy crook will have to worry about. It's these 2 blokes. Rob Bailey and Des Beaton are both former Victoria Police Chief Inspectors with decades of experience investigating fraud. Unknown to each other, both have been on Costello's trail. They're committed and connected.
It seems like Costello's the prime mover in most of my stuff.
Oh, absolutely. The linchpin, yeah.
Now, as private investigators, they've joined forces, they say, to get justice for their clients.
Between Des and myself, we believe there's between 25 and 30 people, but there may be more.
After thousands of hours investigating Costello, both former cops share the same opinion. How much money are you saying is involved here?
It's difficult to say, but we believe somewhere in the excess of $50 million amongst all the accomplices, if you wish.
Where does Michael Costello fit in?
We believe that he's the prime mover in most of these matters.
Are you coming out now?
Oh, my God.
Where's my anniversary card?
I'll keep it.
I've already said it to Costello that I've made him my hobby. And I've said that I will continue this investigation for as long as it takes.
I've actually caught up with you after all this time.
Right, so
But this is not fun for me, and this is not fun for all of these people here. It's not fun for them.
Oh, mate.
These people are devastated.
Oh, good.
Do you care?
If it was true, I would.
Oh, it's true, says Renee Jungworth and her husband Paul. They just wish it wasn't.
We couldn't afford to pay rent. Sorry.
It's okay.
My husband got made redundant, so we literally ended up in emergency housing.
Renee says she agreed to work for Costello, then start a horse training business with him. In 2 years, she claims she was paid
About $1,500.
$1,500? How much do you say Costello owes you for wages?
$100,000.
Even worse, Renee lost a horse she loved. His name was Woody.
Michael took him. He gave him to someone else. That was just, I don't even know how to explain it. It just, another nail in the coffin.
Shifty to the nth degree.
John Osborne needed help with a failed business debt of $160,000 in America. Enter Michael Costello, the debt collector. Using John's Amex card, he went to the US, spent up big, took a couple of private side trips to Texas and Florida, and came home empty-handed. Then John got his Amex bill.
$30,000.
John, broke and looking after his 94-year-old war hero father, then copped a double whammy. Costello and a mate went to Coffs Harbour in New South Wales.
Coffs Harbour, they went there for some business situation and used my credit card, but I don't know what the business was for, but they said they'd pay me back in 2 weeks.
Did they?
No.
You used another person's credit card without their permission?
No, never, not true.
You didn't do that?
No. Well, Michael, you'll get your just desserts one day, and I hope to hell that I'm there to see it.
When you met Costello, what were your assets?
Around about $3 million.
And what are they now?
Zero.
Murray Condon was a horse breeder and trainer, had a farm on Melbourne's Mornington Peninsula. He says the day his life went to hell was the day he agreed to a proposition from the cowboy con man.
The agreement was that I asked him for $250,000. He said he could accommodate that. He wanted a cheque for $15,000 to set it all in motion, and
you gave him that?
I gave him that, and it was presented at the bank, but I never ever got my 250 grand.
A complicated business venture went horribly wrong for Murray.
Well, he left me with debts of nearly $500,000.
Costello was charged, convicted of deception and sentenced to home detention.
So sad.
Well, it is sad for him because he's living in Penura now.
Oh,
He's living in rented accommodation. He's lost his 2 properties because he says you tricked him out of his properties.
Oh, my God.
Well, God's got nothing to do with it.
Every person involved in the story claims they've been threatened by Michael Costello, either physically or legally.
I don't threaten anyone.
Well, they say you threaten them, they're scared of you.
He said he had connections in the underworld and that he would get them to sort us out.
Are you going to give up, either of you?
No way, no, not at all.
You're going to hunt him to the end?
Absolutely.
And some of his associates.